So BTC broke out of the 4-hour channel we talked about in our previous analysis, and I'm going to be talking about what I think is going to happen next from here. Now, before you get super excited, all right, about this breakout, I pointed out something in my previous video that there's possibility of price coming all the way down to this level. All right, because I did tell you guys that we're going to see price shoot up to around 112 or 111, then before we'll see a move downwards to clear liquidity here, tap into FEG over here, then continue upward. Now, is this still going to happen? Before I answer that, let's just look into the analysis and not be sentimental. All right, let's just use pure technical analysis. Now, there is actually a trend line I skipped, or I did not, should I say I did not see, or I skipped in my previous analysis, because when this impulsive move here happened, I had to take a look at the daily time frame once again, and I saw there's a particular trend line over here that I missed. So I did not take note of this particular trend. Remember, I told you guys in my previous video that I was expecting price to come down to this level now because of two major things. Number one, this FEG that has not been tapped here. Then number two, the possibility of BTC coming down to tap this particular trend line. So, but this trend line over here was actually what gave BTC this impulsive move from that level. So this trend line is also something worth considering. All right. Now, if we head over to the 4-hour time frame, which is where I want to show you guys something. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, this is the channel I talked about. Remember, I told you guys that I expect the market to react from the channel, then continue downwards. Then before we can see the actual move that will prompt the October movement that I talked about, or the prediction that I am talking about as against October 2025. Now that did not happen, or that has not happened yet. Now there are two things that I'm actually expecting in this market right now. All right. Number one is that I'm expecting this to be a fake out. Now, the only way you can confirm, or you're going to confirm if this breakout is um valid, is when we start seeing BTC trade above 15,500 on the daily basis, or on the daily chart. Right, as you start seeing 4-hour closures above 15,500. Now the reason I say this is because if we go down to the weekly, if we go up to the weekly time frame, that's what I want to show you guys now using the strategy which the soft model 2.0, which I talked about. You will see that we have this neckline over here, which is more of a liquidity zone, or like I told you guys about, that price is aiming for. So we might see BTC tapping into that neckline, then reject from there. So the only time we're going to confirm that breakout, which occurred on the 4-hour time frame, all right, yesterday now, is when BTC starts to trade above this neckline. As long as BTC is below this neckline, I am still expecting it to come down to retest this trend line. Now, this might not happen this week. It might be next week or in 2 weeks' time. But I strongly believe that this trend line is a trend line that is meant to hold the next leg of the bull market. The reason being this. So everything I do here is just technical. It's not like prediction, just ordinary prediction, or just saying something, off head. So as you can see, this is the weekly trend line, right? That has been holding this particular move over here since September last year. So if we are to have, and trend lines, they serve as a very, very strong base when it comes to the trend of the market. That's why they are obviously that's why they are called trend lines. All right. So this trend line should be the trend line that is going to hold this market, this cycle, or that is going to prompt the final leg of this cycle. Now, if you are familiar with trend line, there is a rule in trend line that if you get the first move, the second move, the first touch, which is over this one over here, that's the origin of a trend line. Then there's the second touch. The third touch is always the one that make the largest impulsive move. So if we were to apply that trend line rule, now this one I just showed you just now is something I believe this is the first time you are hearing this. All right, it's a rule in trend line strategy that when you draw a trend line like this, for example, and once you see the origin over here, then the second touch, you're expecting price to retest. Now this particular third move over here, or the third touch over here, should I go, okay, second touch over here is the one normally gives the larger move, or the actual impulsive move of that particular asset. So if we were to apply that to what we have here on BTC, now I'm being technical on the larger scale of things. This should be, obviously, that's the origin of the trend, of the trend line. Then this is the first touch. So the second touch should be somewhere around this area. So you see why I am saying that there's the possibility of price coming back to test that trend. Now, it might not be in this area. That's why I said it might not be this week. It might not even be next week. It might be in 2 weeks' time. But price will need to come to tap this trend line for the second time to give that crazy run, or that crazy final run we'll normally see, or that we're going to see in this particular bull run over here. So that is what I think is going to happen. So in the meantime, right, all I can say is that in as much as this breakout on the 4-hour time frame seem very, very legit, please guys, if you are longing BTC or you're in a long position, just be cautious. If price is not trading above, this is the weekly neckline I just showed you guys in the weekly time frame. If price doesn't start trading above 115k 500, it simply means that this is just a liquidity grab, or this is just the way it's trying to generate or engineer liquidity in the market. Then that simply means that the price is definitely going to come down to, let's say, 108, 109. Take out at least this low over here, all right, before continuing upward. But if we start to see BTC do something like this, right, then you see a clear bounce from that neckline, which is that weekly neckline, then that simply means that this market is not coming down anymore. So that is basically how I see BTC. Now I want to go to a clean chart to show you guys something on the daily time frame, which is another thing. I just made a post on our WhatsApp channel. By the way, if you're not in our community, make sure you check the link, WhatsApp link below in the comment section or in the description box. Then join our WhatsApp channel. Now I just made a comment in our WhatsApp channel telling you guys that there's something playing in the bigger picture or on the daily chart on BTC. Now this is a possible daily channel that is forming, so that you guys will see that everything I show you on those channels, especially when it comes to BTC, they are all backed by technical. It is not magic. It's all backed by technicals. Now, if this is to be an imagine, now I'm not saying this is a confirmed channel yet, because we need price to come down to this level to confirm there's a channel. But we already have two touches on both sides. We have this one, two, then we have this one and this two. So if this is actually going to be a valid daily channel that is playing out, all right, it simply means that price is going to reject from this level, which now aligns with that weekly neckline. So that you see how you see trading, no matter how you analyze the market, everybody is doing almost the same thing, but in different ways with different concepts. That's why I keep telling you there's no concept that is better than the other. It all depends on what suits you. All right. So if this channel is to play out, then simply means that BTC is going to, we need to retrace to tap the other side of this channel. All right. It might not really get down to this level, but at least it will now align with that FEG. So you see how everything is connected. Then it will now maybe probably tap into the trend line I told you guys about. Then we'll see the breakout over here. Now, but if since this is already like a channel because we have the two touches on both sides. If this is now a channel and we're expecting a breakout, a channel breakout on a daily time frame, then it will now break out, retest, then simply means that this market is not going to come down. That will now align with that weekly neckline that I just talked about. So if we go back to the 4-hour time frame, you see how everything aligns. So in summary, before before you start longing the market, you want to first of all see markets breaking up, breaking above 115k 500 and start trading above it before you confirm that that breakout is a valid breakout. Or you want to see markets come down at least to this level and take out this liquidity before and see movements up to the upside before you confirm that we're now moving up. So in summary, once again, until BTC starts trading above 115,500 on the daily and the 4-hour time frame, that breakout is not yet valid. So guys, if you love my analysis, make sure you do subscribe, all right? And see you in the next video. Do have a trading week ahead. Lovely trading week ahead. Bye.